10. Altan Cafes. This drama tells us the story about Zeynep, who works as a teacher at a school owned by the Bioglu family, one of the country's richest families. Since her sister Berna is studying with a scholarship given by the family, Zeynep feels indebted to them and works as a volunteer at the Bioglu Foundation. The chain of events triggered by her preventing an assassination on Onur Bioglu, the heir to the Bioglu family at a foundation organization, will bring her closer to this charismatic man and lead her to the wedding table. Onur's marriage to Zeynep takes the Bioglu family by surprise, since he had not shown interest in women after his wife's death. Onur, however, is impressed by the fact that Zeynep is different from everyone around her and her sincere behavior, but there are big secrets that Zeynep does not know about Onur and his family. Nothing is as it seems in this house, where everyone is bound to each other by the pain of the past. Zeynep and Onur will have to fight for their love in this house that turns into a golden cage. Starring talented young actors Atak Sazmaz, Saifaner Gal and Hale Kosioglu. This drama is worth watching. Ruzgarli Teep tells us the story of Halil and Zeynep, two adults from different worlds who are thrown together by fate. They must overcome the feud between their two families. In the past, Halil's family worked for the wealthy Zeynep Aslanhi family, and they lived a peaceful and happy life until Halil's father was thrown into prison for theft. Years later, Halil comes back to take revenge on the Zeynep family by taking all their wealth. However, the revenge plan gets even more complicated when Halil has an unexpected encounter with Zeynep Aslanli. He falls in love with her at first sight, without realizing that Zeynep is the daughter of his archenemy. On the other hand, Zeynep, who looks like a princess at first glance, is a real warrior who keeps her family together. She is known for her generosity and kindness. She manages the family business after the death of her father, and she is a tough girl who dares to die for her family. Zeynep is at the forefront when a strange man named Halil suddenly appears in their lives to seize everything. Halil thinks he has won after taking the Aslan family's mansion, but there is something he does not know. He tries to escape his feelings for Zeynep but never succeeds. Bir Sevdater tells the heartbreaking story of a young woman named Yesil who has to stay in prison while raising her twins. It all started when Yesil was just 17 years old. She was raped and became pregnant by her uncle's son. To cover up the family's shame, the uncle, who was also a ruthless gangster, decided to marry Yesil off to his son. On their wedding night, a kind stranger named Ursin came to the rescue. He felt sorry for Yesil and wanted to help her to escape to Istanbul. But unfortunately, they were caught while trying to flee. Ursin was shot dead, and Yesil took revenge by shooting the person who killed Ursin. As a result, she was arrested by the police and thrown into prison. Realizing that she would always be terrorized by her uncle's family, and to ensure the safety of her children, during 7 years in prison, Yesil devised a plan. Upon his release, he would approach Ursin's family and claim that Ursin was the father of his children. Although Yesil was initially rejected and humiliated, this plan apparently worked. His children were accepted and raised well by Ursin's family. But things get a bit more complicated when Yesil falls in love with Ursin's twin sister, Yasin.
Hakan Dagestan, the owner of a prominent construction company, grapples with a strained marriage to Merve, his wife of 6 months. Despite attempts to mend their relationship, Merve remains silent about the underlying issues.
Desperate for resolution, Hakan tries one last conversation before a crucial business trip. However, Merve carries a secret that she cannot reveal under any circumstances. During Hakan's trip, he meets Sarah, a beautiful and attractive woman, sparking a forbidden affair between them. Complications arise when Merve unexpectedly appears at the hotel, discovering her husband's infidelity. Sarah and Merve share a history, having grown up together in an orphanage. Merve's silence roots in a promise made to Sarah, a promise she couldn't keep when she fell in love with Hakan. Despite Merve's attempts to express her love, Sarah remains steadfast in their devised plan. The two women become entangled in a dangerous and terrifying silent war. Yabin Sechekleri tells the story of Ella and Kelk, who are born into influential families in their hometown. Despite having feelings for each other, they never express their emotions. After university, Ella becomes a successful lawyer in Istanbul, while Kelk returns home to improve the city. When Ella's father dies suspiciously, she returns and discovers his affair with her sister-in-law. Meanwhile, Kelk helps hide the truth to protect the family. Conflict arises when Kelk plans to build a hotel on Ella's father's land while she wants to continue her father's business. Their conflicting plans test their love, but also the interference of Bahis, who loves Kelk, and Gökhan, who falls in love with Ella. Despite the challenges, Ella and Kelk come together to improve the city and overcome obstacles to be together. Köpek is a modern-day Robin Hood story about Ferhan Duyar, an orphan from the poor district of Tarlabaşı. Ferhan grew up to become the guardian angel of his neighborhood, looking out for those who have no one else looking out for them. With his loyal crew, he steals from the corrupt and undeserving rich, and with the spoils, he makes sure all the underprivileged in Tarlaba are fed and educated. The biggest threat to Ferhan and Tarlaba is its people being taken advantage of by the greedy wealthy. Because of that, he decides to act and infiltrate his rich and powerful enemy disguised as Orhan, a lawyer from one of Istanbul's most powerful law firms. As he navigates through the rough streets of Tarlaba as Ferhan and the glamorous life of the rich as Orhan, he not only struggles to keep his identity a secret, but also finds himself torn between two loves. Mujdi, the pure and naive daughter of Ferhan's greatest enemy in Tarlaba, and İpek, a powerful lawyer at Orhan's firm, as well as the heiress of the company that is targeting Tarlaba. Ceylan follows the life of a poor girl named Hanser who gets an incredible offer to marry the son of a prominent family in Turkey. Not only that, she is also required to give birth to a son. Hanser, who dreams of having a happy marriage, initially refuses. However, in the end she is forced to accept the offer in order to pay for her brother's medical treatment. On the other hand, there is Cihan, the sole heir of his family's entire fortune. In order to continue the lineage, he was forced to obey his mother's wishes to marry another woman and leave his wife, who could not give him a son due to health reasons. His mother promised to marry them again when Cihan managed to have a son as the next heir. Both Hanser and Cihan are caught up in some pretty exciting situations, living a life of manipulation and lies. This marriage, which starts as an agreement at first, sows the seeds of a great love. Despite his family's opposition, Cihan defies the whole world to pursue his passion for Hanser. So, will their story take an unexpected turn and fall into the game? You must watch it. Gul Masali will follow the story of Ozgi, who comes from a poor and humble background and has been working as a chef in a restaurant for 6 years. She meets and falls in love with Arat Gireli, the heir of the Gireli family, one of the richest and most established families in Turkey. And they get married. As Ozgi enters the mansion where Arat's family lives as a bride, she is suddenly immersed in a world of intrigues rather than a fairy tale love story. The outbursts of anger from her husband's past, the hatred given to her by her husband's family, the dark secrets that begin to be revealed, and the suspicious presence of Arat's ex-wife, Jael, who reportedly died several years ago, make Ozgi's challenging journey even more complicated. Starring Gökhan Alkan, Sevda Erginci, and Basikci Enlisanilu, this romantic genre drama full of mystery deserves to be on your watch list. 2. Hudutsu's Sevda. Hudutsu's Sevda is an incredible story of a handsome young man named Halil Ibrahim. He decides to return to his hometown to marry his childhood love, Yasemin. However, an unfortunate event leaves Yasemin killed by the son of Rizvan Lido, a mobster who is also responsible for the death of Halil Ibrahim's father in the past. This tragedy angers Halil Ibrahim, who holds a grudge and vows to destroy the Lido family. While carrying out his mission, Halil Ibrahim reunited with Zainab, a childhood friend who apparently once had a crush on him. Well, this Zainab is the daughter of Rizvan Lido. Different from her family, Zainab is a sweet girl. She chose to help Halil Ibrahim after learning what her family had done, and she was determined to make things right. As time passed, the bond between the two grew stronger, and Zainab's love for Halil Ibrahim began to rekindle. Initially, Halil Ibrahim was reluctant to accept Zainab's presence, but as time went on, without realizing it, he began to care about the daughter of his enemy. So, will Halil Ibrahim succeed in destroying the Lido family? Will Halil Ibrahim finally let go of his first love and fall in love with Zainab? Well guys, the moment you've all been waiting for has arrived. We've finally reached the first position. The most romantic Turkish drama in 2024 is held by Sakla Beni, or in English titled Hide Me. Sakla Beni tells the story of a complicated love triangle between Naz, Madi, and Injila. Naz and Madi come from a very influential and wealthy family in Turkey. They grew up together and were used to getting whatever they wanted. However, a tragedy in the past made them inseparable from each other, a tragedy that forced Madi to promise to always make Naz happy. On the other hand, there is the lovely character of Injila, an orphan girl who has been hired as a servant to Naz since she was a child. Although she is often treated unkindly, Injila is a survivor. She considers Naz to be part of her family, and that's what keeps her going. The conflict in this drama begins when Madi returns to Turkey to marry Naz. He accidentally meets Insila and immediately falls in love at first sight, without realizing if Insila is a loyal servant of his future wife. Both Madi and Injila share similar wounds from their respective pasts, and they discover their emotional connection runs deeper than they initially thought. Until Madi realized that his meeting with Insila made him start to waver and doubt his decision to marry Naz. As Madi and Naz's relationship gets a little cloudy with suspicion and jealousy, the story dives into the fascinating nuances of love, trust, and competition in their intertwined lives. Guys, I promise you that Sakla Beni is the best drama that aired at the beginning of 2024, and it's absolutely amazing. Not only does it feature a love triangle between the three main leads, but it also has a really intriguing rivalry between the two families. Each character in the drama plays their role quite perfectly, and the phenomenal chemistry between the three leads is out of this world. I promise you'll love it. So, guys, these are the top 10 Turkish drama series that will make your heart flutter with romance, thrill you with adventure, and delight you with joy. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Also, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Bye bye.